And welcome back to my channel, where I'm going to quickly explain the optional class features provided by Tasha's Cauldron of Everything for the Rogue class. If you did not see the video where I explain what the optional class features are, I highly recommend watching that before you watch this video, as it covers the basics of what types of optional features there are and goes over some of the terms I will use in this video. To help you out, I have provided a link to that video in the description below. The Rogue contains the least new additional features of all of the original classes provided by the player's handbook, but it is a new feature that your character would gain in addition to other features gained at the same level. As a result, a DM might have an issue with your character taking this feature, so it is best to talk with them to ensure they're okay with it. They might not be allowing new optional features, or if they are, they might be looking to make them quest rewards or something that you can find during a quest, so don't be surprised if they do not want your character to take the feature. The only new feature the class gains is called Steady Aim, and your character will gain access to this feature at level 3. Your character would use this feature as a bonus action, and it grants them the ability to roll their next attack roll with advantage. However, there are a few caveats. The first is that this advantage roll has to happen within the current turn that you use the bonus action. The second is that your character has not moved within the current turn before you made use of this feature, and it will reduce your character's further movement speed to 0 for the remaining duration of the turn. Beyond those rules, your character can literally use this every turn as long as they don't move. So how do you go about setting it up and making use of this? Well, there are two ways really that you could go ahead and make use of this. One way in which you would go through and set it up. The first is simply to click this ADV button down here in the bottom left corner of your screen, or wherever you have placed your modifiers window. Simply doing that before you make your attack roll will give you advantage on that attack roll. For example, when you're inside of a combat scenario, you can essentially pick whatever target you want. And then, as long as you make use of this steady aim option, before you roll your attack roll, all you have to do is click the ADV button, and then go ahead and roll your attack roll. And you will always roll with advantage in that particular case. Now, I want to point one thing out to you. It does not matter whether it is a melee or a ranged weapon. There is no restriction in this description. The other option, and this would add something to be tracked within the actual chat log here, because you'll see here all you get is a little bit of an ADV roll, but there's no context as to why you've gained it, is to go ahead and add this to your actions page. And because this is a rogue group member, you just want to make sure that it goes into there. And right here, steady aim. What we then want to do is add a new effect. And within that effect, we want to give advantage to our character. So we'll call this steady aim, semicolon, and then we want to type in ADV ATK. There is really no duration, but it's going to be on yourself and it's going to expire on the next roll. Now when you go ahead and make use of this, what you do is you click this effect. That tells the Dungeon Master that you're now giving yourself advantage because of this particular feature. You then make your attack roll, and you still roll with advantage, but there is now essentially a context to why you rolled with advantage in the chat log. And then you do your damage as normal. But that is all you have to do to set this particular feature up. You've got two options that you can make use of. Whichever you choose is entirely up to you and the Dungeon Master. The last thing that I want to go over is around the default retraining abilities that are available for your rogue character and how you can use them. This class does not have any retraining features, so anytime you are looking to make a change with your character that might affect a skill, subclass, or any other changeable attribute, you will end up using the default rules provided by Tasha's Cauldron of Everything to handle those particular changes. Rather than repeat how that works in this video, I highly recommend watching the introduction video where I explain what optional class features are, as I've already gone over how the default process works for retraining in that video. In conclusion, I was kind of surprised to find out that the Rogue only had one new feature, but after the initial shock wore off, it kind of made sense. They are already a ridiculously overpowered class under the right circumstances. But I am glad to see that the rogue at least got a new option that gives the player a little bit of an ability to change things up a bit. However, this does bring us to the end of this video. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. I wish to thank you for taking the time to watch this particular video. I hope you found it informative and useful to familiarizing yourself with Fantasy Grounds in general, and that you had fun in the process. If you found the video useful and you liked the content of the particular video, go ahead and click that like button to let me know. And if you have any questions specific to the topic covered by this particular video, or just have some comments in general, please feel free to post something in the comments section, and I will do my best to respond to any questions that are asked. Additionally, I do release content quite regularly, and it's generally specific to Fantasy Grounds or 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons at this time. So if you'd like to be notified when new videos come out, go ahead and subscribe and click the notification bell to ensure that notification is sent to you when I release a new video.